Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in USL Championship. Take you through the last 7 days, get you ready for the next weekend, and get you ready for Open Cup, which is coming up around the corner, so we got to keep an eye on that as well. There's news and notes. There's player transactions. 538 actually did their quarterly report. We can also take a look at that and everything that 538's got going on. We got signings, we got teams, we got goals, we got saves, all the stuff going on here in USL League One. So your schedule from last week, because as we always go backward before we go forward, last weekend of the year, or last weekend of the month, on your Saturday and your Sunday, boatload of games. So let's go through them real quick. It was Tampa Bay at Detroit City, 1-0 winners for the Rowdies at Keyworth. Tulsa in a crossover, 1-1 draw with Sacramento Republic. Same score, Indy 11 and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Also, Charleston Battery and Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That one was at Patriots Point, and that one is our match based in the Eastern Conference. So what happened in this one as Colorado Springs took the road trip? Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at USL Championship, ESPN Plus and YouTube.
Runs and turning their defense into offense. Look at Lacroix. How many players of the Charleston lineup does he take out? Probably about 6 with this. Malik Foster off the shoulder of AJ Patterson between. No mistake about the finish. Cool, calm, collected. As Trey Muse comes off, calmly slots it by him.
Switchbacks goal score during this early parts of the campaign. Was played out wide for Beckford. Shane Beckford goes for goal and flashes it wide of the post.
And when you're in the rhythm that the Battery are on at the moment, you're always going to be playing in a big games, top of the Eastern Conference at the moment.
Lacroix for Segrist. Lovely ball into the middle. It was waiting to be hit, but it's headed away. Comes out for a chance. It's deflected, and it's gone in. It's 2-0. Just like that, Steven Echeverria doubles the Switchbacks lead before the 15th minute.
We have to be better in the second phase defending. You do extremely well to win that initial ball, but what's the secondary action? No one closes down Echeverria when you give him that time and space. Yes, it takes a fortunate deflection, but he won't ask any questions. No one steps up and closes down the gaps, pulls the trigger. You can't score if you don't shoot, Sean.
Lovely turn on this near side by Rodriguez. Patterson's first time ball into the back post. He's headed centrally, down and in it goes! Leland Archer gets the Battery right back in it. Set pieces do lead to the Charleston Lifeline. And before we've even played a half an hour of game time, it's 2-1.
And it's all about patience here. Brilliant decision from Rodriguez to whip this ball back. AJ Patterson, you put a ball in a dangerous situation, you tell your big men to go get it, but it's not Dodson. It's a movement off the shoulder from Leland Archer to understand he's going to play it back across. I'd have to win my individual battle, rises up and heads it down. Mahoney has no chance against the physical.
Goal lead since we've restarted the game. Segrist playing it out wide. Shot comes through a couple of bodies, might have been deflected. It was, and it's a Switchbacks corner on the initial strike from Jairo Enriquez. Can they reestablish their 2-goal lead? He's played short. It's a vicious effort. But Echeverria couldn't repeat the trick. And even passes like the one that Kuzminski just made will have to be looked at. Make sure they get there. The water will stop them in their tracks. Meanwhile, a foul, a free kick, and a yellow card here for Marcanic. Headed forward by Wynn. Foster gives it away to Allen. Olvara in support. And that is how the first half ends here in Mount Pleasant. Switchbacks could get in behind here with Beckford. Beckford twisting and turning. And shooting! Good save by Muse. Here's the chance from Beckford.
He's been so good here tonight, just making players miss left and right, being a nightmare to defend the spaces that he picks up.
And he's kept the Switchbacks right where they want to be to start this season as a shot does come in here. Kuzminski is able to corral it.
How quickly can you move the ball? Yes. Watch out.
Ball over the top here. Williams running through the middle. Foster has a chance to cross it to him. But here comes Speedy Williams. And And he sends it over the top. I think he tried it with his left, his off boot. Gonna take it into the corner. And then kicks it out of play. But that's it. What a very odd game here in South Carolina. But what matters most is that the Switchbacks have won it by 2-1.
So Colorado Springs gets the big win there and take points home with them back to downtown Colorado Springs with a 2-1 win over Charleston Battery. Memphis 901 responded in quick turn fashion after knocking off Atlanta United in U.S. Open Cup with a 1-1 draw at AutoZone against Lou City. San Antonio and Vegas, a 1-1 draw at Toyota Field. At the Lab, New Mexico United beat Orange County 3-1. Goalless draws, Monterey Bay and RGV, Oakland Roots, and the Miami FC. Match of the week out west was at Torero Stadium. El Paso Locomotive on the road taking on San Diego Loyal. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends from the West at the USL Championship, ESPN Plus, and YouTube.
We don't know much what happened to Conway, and hopefully it's something that just needs a little bit more time.
So Moshaban into the lineup for Evan Conway, and San Diego will start with possession in their Tory green kits. El Paso in the all-white jerseys here tonight. Zacharias across the back line and cleared into the net. Off the foot and in. Zacharias got behind the defense.
San Diego Loyal, a deflection here. It's good build-up by Locomotive. Zacharias gets in behind Charlie Adams, and Kyle Adams slides. Just bad deflection that pops over the head of Koke Vegas. Nothing Koke could have done on that. He's got an option with Charlie Adams top of the box, too, if he wants to play it short.
Swinging in, headed off the post! Still alive, and it cleared!
Line on the initial try here. Beautiful bending ball, and Corona absolutely avoids Diaz, and it's Stoneman off the sidebar. Ronaldo, I think, caught by surprise. He's unable to get a clean look at it. But look at this ball just bending in, and it just drops right there for Stoneman. He just catches Toomey's knee as Toomey's trying to hurdle over him.
And that'll do it for our first 45. So 1-0 El Paso here on the road for Locomotive. All right, stepping in front. What a ball from Moon. Toomey. He'll out of the box. Under hesitation. No, there it is! Toomey Town here in the 60th.
His goal when he first picks that ball up, I almost thought he was going to shoot it here. Diaz is actually scrambling back, beats Yuma, beats Rose, picks out the corner. Absolute, that is just magic. Individual 1v1. Look at that.
Charlie Adams. High into the air, that one from Stoneman, but taken by Diaz. Wide. Oh, beautiful give and go. This one in an immediate response. In the second of the year, Castillan makes it 2-1 El Paso.
It's the player that Nate Miller in pregame talk said, number 10, he is special, but great combination play there. Plays it off of Lucho. Times it well, right into the stride.
Adams plays it down the line for Moshaban. Toomey sending it across, looking back post, it's still alive! And just clear. Diaz got a foot on it, a kick save away. This one's going to go wide. Sanupe actually got a real good look at it. And that'll do it. El Paso, 4 wins and a draw in their last 5.
Last match on Saturday, Phoenix over Loudoun United by the score of 3-1 at the corner of 38th and Washington. And on Sunday at Protective, Birmingham beat Hartford Athletic by the score of 3-2. So that sets you up for the schedule for the month of May. Your standings being what they are. In the West with 12 teams, Birmingham and Charleston and Lou City off to the hot starts after their first 8. Birmingham 16 points, Charleston at 15 points, Lou City at 14 points after a bit of a shaky start out west. Loudoun United's at 10 points, and they have a better per-match points average than Pittsburgh with one less match played. Loudoun, 7 matches, 10 points. Pittsburgh, 8 matches, 10 points. Here comes Tampa Bay. They've won 2 of their last 4. They're at 8 points, and they have one more win than the Miami FC does. FC Tulsa's at 7 points, and they would be the last team in the playoffs if they were to start today. Unbeaten in their last 4, Memphis at 901. They're at 6 points ahead of Indy 11 on goal difference. Hartford Athletic at 5 points. Detroit City at 1-6-1. Questions at Keyworth right now. They're at 4 points in the Eastern Conference. Western Conference, it is Sacramento Republic, their hot start. They haven't lost in their first 8 at 18 points. Switchbacks at 16. San Diego Loyal's at 14. El Paso is at 13, and they have one more win than San Antonio. Monterey Bay's at 12. Phoenix Rising is at 10, unbeaten in their last 5. They've only lost once in their first 7. And Oakland Roots are at 8 points below the playoff bar. Mexico United ahead of RGV on goal difference. And Orange County is at 6 points in 11th after 8 matches. Vegas Lights, no wins in their first 6. They are at 5 points in the West. News and notes. Everything going on coming into this week. We mentioned the standings. So what does 538 see when it comes to where the standings are heading with their quarterly report? Lou City's in 3rd place in the standings. According to 538, they've overcome a serious wobble. Sacramento now projected to finish with the best record in the West on 60 points, equal to Lou City in the East. The challengers, Tampa Bay, still sitting as second favorite, even with their early struggles, even as Birmingham and Charleston rated a 3% chance to win it all, probably the biggest challengers to Louisville at the moment. Out west, Phoenix getting a similar boost to Tampa despite their early form. Upwardly mobile folks, everything adding up for the Battery. Feels like Loudoun United's passed, according to 538, weighing against it a little heavily here. Also factoring into the sides of their rating at 9.1, the lowest of any team in the league. Questions? Monterey Bay and the Miami FC. Those are the 2 that have the questions right now. It doesn't seem to be looking at results. Potential for the side to continue to deliver has. XG, 15 goals on 7.33 XG. Projection likely figures for a regression. The Miami FC, pair of playoff visits in the past 2 years and a solid squad. They're going to need to start producing, according to 538, to keep an eye on them. So that's what 538 has to say about right now how things are at the quarter pole. Colorado Springs has signed Jamaican international Tyreek McGee to a contract for the remainder of the 2023 season. Transaction pending league and federation approval. Most recently competed for Belgian club at KAS Eupen, where he made 5 appearances, 88 minutes in the Jupiler Pro. Belgium's top flight. 9 appearances for the Jamaican senior men's national team. And you already have a lot of Jamaican talent in Colorado Springs. Romario Williams, Malik Foster, Deshane Beckford, Speedy Williams. So McGee now would be the 5th player that would be there for Colorado Springs with ties to the Jamaican national team. Also, Lou City has signed Dutch forward Martin Powells, 6'7", 6'7" forward Martin Powells. Lou City's tallest outfield player in club history. 24-year-old played most recently for Almere City in the Netherlands' 2nd division, 7 goals, I would hope so, adding 2 assists during the 21-22 campaign before making 14 appearances this season. Stints in the other teams in that league in the Jupiler Pro. SV Dolphin, youth club in his hometown, Go Ahead Eagles. Then 2021 stint at SC Camber, who won the league. So that's what you're staring at when it comes to a 6'7" signing for Lou City. Team of the week for week number 8, Enzo Martinez, USL Championship Player of the Week, presented by our friends at Konami eFootball. 2 goals and an assist in the 3-2 win over Hartford. Couple of landmarks in this one. Birmingham trailed by a goal at the halftime break. He scored in the 65th minute for his 100th goal contribution in the regular season in USL Championship. Martinez struck again 12 minutes to go to pull them level after trailing. Then in second half stoppage, gets a corner, headed home by Alex Cronale. 67% of the ballot to claim the award ahead of Joshua Dalling from New Mexico United. So you've got Enzo Martinez doing pretty well by the National Panel, Player of the Week in the USL Championship. Other teammates on the Team of the Week, Leo Diaz between the sticks for Vegas. Your backline of 4, Jonathan Ricketts at RGV, Adrian Dispay with Indy 11, Duke Lacroix with Switchbacks, Graham Smith with Memphis 901. 3 midfielders, Charlie Dennis in Tampa, Jose Hernandez in Phoenix, and Prosper Kasim in Birmingham. Dalling, Enzo Martinez, and Prince Saidi are your 3 forwards. Your bench, Nathan Steinwasser, the keeper in Detroit, Forrest Lasso from Tampa, Paco Craig from the Miami FC, Sergio Rivas from New Mexico, Dennis Costichin from El Paso, Manuel Arteaga in Phoenix, and Greg Hurst for New Mexico United. Save of the Week nominees for week number 8. Voting runs through Friday, May 5th at 12 noon Eastern. Steinwasser for Detroit against Tampa, Michael Nelson for Tulsa at One Oak against Sacramento, Leo Diaz from Vegas against San Antonio, Paul Blanchette for Oakland Roots against the Miami FC. Steinwasser, Nelson, Diaz, and Blanchette. You can go to USL Championship, and you can vote on the web, on the league social media feeds, or in the USL app. Goal of the week for week number 8. Christian Pirano for San Antonio against Vegas, Jose Hernandez for Phoenix against Loudoun, Tumi Moshabane for San Diego against El Paso, and Dennis Costichin in the same match going the other way, El Paso going up against San Diego Loyal. So it's Pirano, Hernandez, Moshabane, and Dennis Costichin. You can vote until Thursday, May the 4th at 12 Eastern, noon Eastern, and do that on all of the other social media platforms. Once again, don't forget to be a part of social media with USL Championship on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. Looking at your schedule coming up, you've got action here in May. You have one match on Wednesday night at Ricardo Silva, Birmingham Legion taking on the Miami FC. Friday night, you have 4 matchups. 8 o'clock at HEB in deep in the heart of Texas. RGV hosting New Mexico United in Edinburgh. 9 o'clock at Widener Field in downtown Colorado Springs. Switchbacks hosting El Paso. 10 o'clock at Cardinal. Pittsburgh goes west to take on Monterey Bay. And 10:30 at Cashman, Vegas Lights take on the Charleston Battery. Saturday with a match on Sunday. Saturday at 7 o'clock at Trinity Health, Hartford Athletic taking on Memphis 901. 7 o'clock at Segra, Loudoun United and Indy 11. 7:30 at Protective, Birmingham Legion hosting Oakland Roots. 7:30 Keyworth, Detroit City hosting FC Tulsa. 7:30 Al Lang, Tampa Bay hosting Phoenix Rising. 10 o'clock in Irvine, it is Orange County SC and San Diego Loyal. Sunday, the one match at Cashman Field, Vegas Lights hosting San Antonio FC. So it doesn't get any easier on a Friday, Sunday for Vegas. Friday, Sunday, Friday, Vegas hosting Charleston. Sunday, Vegas hosting San Antonio. One of those matches, Vegas is going to have to rotate, and it will be interesting to see against 2 tough opponents which one it's going to be. Wow, 2 matches in a 3-day period for Vegas Lights coming out of this weekend. So that is your story about what's going on in USL Championship. Once again, remember, USLChampionship.com gives you all the information that you need all season long. Team of the week, vote. Save of the week, vote. Goal of the week, vote. You can do that by Thursday and Friday on USL Championship, the app, and all of their social media platforms. If you are in market and can catch one of the matchups in the midweek or toward the weekend, please do so. Quality competition going on in USL Championship. If you're in market and can't, follow along on your local provider. If you are out of market and still want to follow along, please do so by ESPN Plus or by the local provider if it's available to you that way. ESPN Plus, every match in USL Championship this year, and they will give everything for you on a weekly basis as we are at the 1/3 pole here in the season for 2023. So that's the story in the USL Championship for this week as we have match week 8. For everybody here at SDH, for Jarrett, for Jason, for Nick, I'm just John. Play it safe, everybody. Enjoy the action in the USL Championship. We'll catch up with you next week.